Mr. Nick here for Card Player TV. I'm here to give you a preview of the final table of event number 2 at the World Series of Poker, the $40,000 buy-in no limit hold'em tournament. Out of the 201 players that started, we're now down to the final 9. The prize pool is $7.7 million and first place is going to receive just under $1.9 million. So here we go. In seat number 1 is Ted Forrest. He's starting the final table with $560,000 in chips. Seat number 2 is Noah Schwartz. He's got $660,000 in chips. In seat number 3 is Alec Torelli. He has $2.34 million in chips. Seat number 4 is Isaac Haxton. He's going to start the final table with $6 million in chips. Seat number 5 is Greg Raymer. He's going to start with $3.3 million in chips. Seat number 6 is Justin Bonomo with $1.7 million in chips. Seat number 7 is Lex Veldhuis. He's going to start with $3.8 million in chips. Seat number 8 is Donnie Stern with $1.3 million in chips. Rounding out the table in seat number 9 is Vitaly Lunkin. He's going to start with $4.6 million in chips. Just after play ended, we got to catch up with Alec Torelli. You just finished day 3. I'm sure you're exhausted. Tell me how the path to the final table went for you.
Well, starting today, it started off pretty well. I was pretty decent in chips. Kind of just maneuvered around my first table when we started with like 23 players. So it started off well, I was doing good, just keeping out of ways of people and whatnot, and got involved in one medium-sized pot, but it was pretty controllable. And then we got down to 2 tables, and I got involved in a huge pot where it was a pretty unavoidable situation, and I had 2 10s, and then the big blind had 2 queens, and the button moved all in before, and I was pretty much forced to be in all in for all my chips.
Right.
And I found a 10. Actually found 2 of them.
Would you have been out had you not?
Yes. Noah Schwartz was in the big blind and he had me covered, but barely. But I would have been out. So that was for like $500–600K in equity in terms of the difference between if I would have not hit it and hit it. So that was huge. So I used my one time there, and I said, if there's ever one pot where I just find it, this will be the pot.
Okay.
I found it, so I can't ask for much more. I'm free rolling the rest of the time. But then other than that, I gave up a huge pot with 10 left that I probably shouldn't have done. Although,
so you were chip leader for a little bit, right? And then
I was like almost up to $6 million.
Okay.
And then I got involved in a huge pot with Isaac Haxton. Probably shouldn't have done it, and now I'm down to like 2.4. Like I raised with Queen Jack. There's 10 people left, and I raised in like 3rd position, and he called right behind me. And I didn't feel like he was slow playing a big hand. I felt like if he had a big hand, he would 3-bet, just because it looks like he's bluffing so much, because I'm going to be forced to fold so much in my hands, because there's 10 people left and I'm not going to want to get involved in a big pot. So I felt like if he had a big hand, he would re-raise me, because he knows that I might try to re-raise him back, because I don't want him to get involved in a big pot, and he's just going to try and outplay me. So I really didn't think he had a big hand like kings or aces or queens pre-flop. And so, that being said, the flop came queen 8-6 with 2 clubs. I had queen jack with a jack of clubs. I checked, and he bet 400,000, and the pot was like 350. And so I feel like on that board, I'm always going to check fold, especially with 10 people left, like out of position against like a really, really good player. And he knows I'm always going to be check folding, and he knows I'm not going to want to get involved in a pot. And so when he bets that much, I'm pretty much forced to fold every hand I have, and so I thought he knew that, and he would be bluffing a lot, and then so I check raised all in, and he had a set, and I lost.
Oh, so was he kind of doing a little bit of leveling there? You two have been playing mind games like all day.
Yeah, exactly. We played a lot together earlier in this tournament and just online and in general. It's just tough when you're playing against, a genius, because, you never know what they have. I think in retrospect, or obviously in retrospect I should fold, but I think like it's probably a fold anyway, just because even if I'm wrong, I'm only losing like small. And then if I'm right, I'm only losing small, and if I'm wrong, I'm losing so much,
Right.
But I was just super delirious. Like, it's no excuse to be tired, but I just have no excuse. I just played bad, but
all right,
whatever.
Well, are you keeping the same seats for the final table?
Yeah, unfortunately, I have the worst seat.
Isaac Haxton is now chip leader, and he's directly
it's my
to your
immediate left, and he's going to punish me, and then Greg Raymer's to his left, and then Justin Bonomo, and then Lex, and then Ansky. So all the geniuses right to my left. Not that anyone else is bad, but like they all have a lot of chips, and they're right to my left. I'm just going to get re-raised a lot. I'm just going to kind of have to be patient in the beginning, like just hoping to find aces when someone has kings, to be honest. Just win,
All right, well, tomorrow it's I mean, it's so good to get this awesome final table, the very beginning of this series. What were you doing before the series? Did you do anything to get ready? Because you've seemed so focused throughout this entire event.
Yeah. Yeah, well, before the series, you know, I tried to take a bunch of time off, and I didn't really play that much. I was playing a bit online, but I had a bunch of friends in town from Vancouver, and we hung out a bunch, and that was really cool because they kind of, you know, we kind of kept each other distracted and kept our mind off things, and we had a lot of fun, you know, and I went to New York for like a week, and that was really good. It was a really, really good week out there. And so it's just good to do something before to kind of get your head off things. You know, I did that before the Bellagio events too. I went like hiking and stuff. And I really find that's good, especially because you know you're gonna have to be so focused and playing against such a tough field and you know a huge event like that. And so it's really good to do, especially before.
Which your blog is really interesting. For those of you who haven't read his blog, it's on cardplayer.com. Your adventures are so fun to read about.
Thank you.
I really love your writing. It's cool.
Thanks. I mean, I try to write about non-poker things, you know, because I feel like everyone else writes about poker, so I'm going to be, you know, the oddball, just because I feel like, you know, some people find it interesting, and if they don't, then they have all the other poker player blogs to read. So, you know, I try to throw in the little bit of spice. Just, I think it's interesting, and, you know, it's sort of therapeutic for me anyway. I just enjoy writing as it is, so the fact that other people seem to like it is kind of an added plus.
All right, so tomorrow, patience is the key, you said?
Yeah, for sure. You know, and getting lucky is better because everyone's really good, you know, and I don't know, patience is definitely really important. A little bit of luck can't hurt, you know.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you. Better be lucky than good, for sure. As I found out today, so.
All right, Chris Yarnett with Alec Torelli for Card Player TV.